This video will go over how I turned $1,500 into $3,000 in 2 weeks with 3 hours of work. Yes, that's a lot of numbers, so let's break it down in a new series called Flip Recap. Welcome to Flip Recap. This series will give you a detailed breakdown of one of my recent sales every single week. We will go over the 3 steps to each deal, which is acquisition, how we got the item and where we found it. 2, logistics, how we moved it from the seller to my warehouse, which is sometimes really difficult. And 3, how we got the item sold and how much profit we made. And the best part about this week's Flip Recap is there was no shipping involved. Now, let's not waste any more time and get into what the item was, and we can go over the 3 steps to this deal. This item was, you guessed it, a Wolf Range. If you're new to the channel, these are my favorite items to flip. And I actually just bought another one today. This model in particular is called a DF304. It's a dual fuel range, meaning it takes both electricity and gas. It's 30 inches wide and had the stainless steel knobs, not the classic red knobs from Wolf. Now let's get into part number 1, which is acquisition. This Wolf range was listed on Craigslist. Yes, Craigslist, for over a month, about 15 minutes from my house. The seller had it listed for its value, $3,300. The only problem was that it was on Craigslist. Craigslist sees way less volume of users than other platforms like Facebook Marketplace and eBay, meaning slower sales for the people who sell on Craigslist. However, that gives us opportunity as resellers to source some great deals there, just like this one. So how did I buy the item for $1,500 when it was listed for $3,300? Let's go over my negotiation process. On the screen, it was my original message to the seller. I said, howdy, would you take $1,200 for this item? If so, I can come by and pick up with cash. Let me know, max. This does 2 things. Number 1, it creates a sense of urgency. The seller then thinks, man, I have had this item sitting for a while in my garage. And I point that out in my message. 2, it shows intent to buy. I am not just asking the seller, is this item available? I am telling the seller, I will come by and pick it up with cash. A lot of times with these higher end items, especially luxury appliances, the sellers don't really care about the money because they don't need it. Meaning if you can meet them when they want to meet and pay them how they want to get paid, they will most likely give you a discount. And on top of that, if you're nice, they will give you an even bigger discount. And that's what happened for me. The seller then got back to me stating they could do $2,000 and told me about the value. They reiterated that it's a Wolf range and it's in excellent condition, which it was. But this also shows big intent to sell because they dropped their price from $3,300 to $2,000 in one email. After hearing back from the seller that they wanted $2,000 for it, I stayed firm on my price. I reiterated that I could do $1,200 with cash and pick it up whenever works for them. I didn't get a response from the seller for about 2 days, meaning I knew they didn't want to accept my $1,200 offer, so I came back with an offer of $1,500 because I knew I could get over $3,000 for this range. After I offered $1,500, they accepted it, which was amazing. Couple takeaways that you can apply to your reselling business. Number 1, do not be afraid to make offers if the item has been listed for a long time. Again, the worst thing a seller can say is no, and if they say no, you move on. Number 2 is to stay firm on your price and remind the seller that you are giving them the 2 parts to the deal. You are picking it up when they want and with the payment method they want. You're telling the seller this will be the easiest transaction you've ever done if you accept my offer. Now, let's talk about logistics, as this range weighs almost 400 pounds. Now, this one wasn't as complicated as other pickups that I've done because the range is only 30 inches wide. With it being 30 inches wide, it fits in my girlfriend's Toyota Highlander. Thank God for her. My Subaru fits cooktops and all that, but this range was a little bit too big for my Subi. So we didn't need to rent a truck or hire movers. How do we get this range into the back of the car as it does weigh 400 pounds? It's very simple. We lifted it. I brought along the girlfriend, and with the help of the seller, we were able to lift this 400-pound range into the back of the car. Then I drove it to my warehouse, and these things are pretty easy to unload by yourself. You just have to slowly lower it down to the ground and then put it up against the wall to take some great pictures. For this one, logistics were easy enough. If you want to hear about more flip recaps in the future with much more difficult logistics, subscribe. And then if you want more detailed breakdowns of every single item I flip, join Master Marketplace. It is the first link in the description. I break down every single item that I sell on both Facebook Marketplace and eBay, and it is the best community for high ticket, fast sell through rate items and flipping items from Facebook Marketplace to eBay. We even send you a deal in your market every single Friday. Yes, we literally source these deals for you. Moving on from acquisition and logistics, let's talk about how I got this item sold and where I messed up a little bit. This range was essentially perfect when I got it from the seller. There was no grease buildup, very minimal scratches, and everything worked perfectly. So all I had to do was take pictures and get it listed on both Facebook Marketplace and eBay. Now, a pro tip about Wolf ranges. Wolf is known for their bright red knobs. If you have a Wolf range and it is not selling, and it does not have the red knobs, it has black or stainless, I highly recommend buying a set of replacement red knobs and then including yours as an extra. This gets the item sold faster and it makes the item look better to prospective buyers. Once I had it listed on both Facebook Marketplace and eBay, all I had to do was sit back, relax, and wait for the notification from either eBay sold or a Facebook Messenger message. I listed it on Marketplace for $3,500 and eBay for $4,899, as I was offering free shipping anywhere in the country. The first notification I got was from Marketplace. This means no shipping. I had a guy from Denver reaching out wanting to see it, so we scheduled a meetup this past Sunday. I had to stop watching football to meet this guy, so I really wanted to sell it. I met the guy around noon and he showed up to my warehouse with a truck, moving blankets, and a dolly. Immediately I knew he was there to purchase the range and pay me money, and I should have kept this into account when negotiating. He checked it out, he liked it, and wanted to buy it. Then he asked if I had any wiggle room in price. I immediately told him no. I'm firm on my price. I'm happy to let it sit on Marketplace and I'm happy to let it sit on eBay so I can make more money. It is a great range and I have no doubt it'll sell for $3,500, and I told him that. After I told him all those things, he offered me $3,000 and I immediately said nope. However, this is where I crumpled. He said he will go back home and ask his wife if they really wanted it. I wasn't going to skip out on watching football to not close a deal, so I told him if he took it today, he can have it for $3,000. I really should have stayed firm on my price, or at least countered for something like $3,300, $3,200, because he was there to purchase it. I could have gotten more money out of it. However, this goes to one of my favorite frameworks, which is you make all of your money when you buy, not when you sell. Because I got this range for so cheap, $1,500, I was able to take the discounted offer of $3,000 and still double my money. And that's the flip recap. Welcome to the new series, and I hope you learned something about flipping from Facebook Marketplace to eBay and high ticket, fast sell through rate reselling in general. And again, if you want more one-on-one help, join Master Marketplace. You get deals sent to you in reassurance that every single item you buy to flip is a great deal. We do not let anyone buy bad deals. We will help you make as much money as you want flipping, and I hope to see you in there. If I do not, I'll see you on the videos next week. Peace.